Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to take you through 5 key tips you can use in order to go into a deeper meditative state. In a previous video we spoke about meditation and how it can be a key tool in removing those parts of yourself which you no longer want to be and to create the ideal version of yourself. But it's important to realize to get to that point in your meditation where you can make those changes, you have to reach a certain state which we'll call the theta state, okay? Now, again back to brainwaves, which we spoke about in the previous video. Right now, I'm in a beta brainwave with high frequency, highly critical thinking, analysis, thinking about different things, could be scattered thoughts, okay? As we slow down those frequencies and move into a alpha and then into a theta state, we lower the frequency of those brainwaves, okay? And what happens is our thoughts become more condensed, more fruitful, and a lot more deep, to be honest with you. Now, this video will be about how you can get to that point of getting into that dream state of theta and how you can then go into meditation and make those changes which you want to make about your own self. So it's important to realize that this is an induction to meditation. It's not the key process of removing those programs. It's about how you can get to that state, because you can meditate and you can remain in beta and those changes won't come about, because the key here is when you get into that theta state, you become raw consciousness. You become who you are inside, and you can look at yourself objectively and you can critically analyze yourself and think, that's the person I want to be, that's the person I don't want to be, and as a result, here's the changes I can make, okay? It's really, really important that you focus as much as you can at the start of your meditation on the induction in order to get into that state of mind and that state of body and time where you are essentially just consciousness, okay? You forget about your body. So to get to that point in theta whereby we can really make those changes, we have to focus on removing 3 things, okay? This is before the tips. We have to focus on removing 3 things first of all. Keep this in mind for the rest of the video. Remove our body, remove our environment, and remove our time. So in the quantum soup of energy where we all come from and what is real existence, there is no time, there is no body, there is no environment, there's just energy and consciousness, okay? And if you want to interact with that space, you have to become that space first of all, and you do that by removing those 3 things. So we'll start off with key tip number 1, and that is to use a blindfold and some headphones. Now, the blindfold is self-explanatory, okay? People meditate and they just close their eyes, and that's okay, it can work for some of them, but sometimes when I've tried that, the light goes in my eyes because I'm facing a window, or if I open my eyes just a little bit, I'll be able to see some light, okay? When I wear a blindfold, I'm completely shut off to the environment. I can't see anything, it's blocking the light. 80% of our stimuli come from the visuals, okay? So if we want to go deep, if we want to be able to go inside our own minds, we have to forget about the outside, okay? And to do that means shutting off all the sensory inload, the sensory input to our bodies, okay? And it's really, really important to shut off your eyes so that even when you do open your eyes, or if something happens, there's no light, because the light will just sort of distract you, okay? So blindfold is major key. So with the headphones, same sort of thing. They'll block out the noise from the outside. When I'm doing my meditation in the morning, I might hear my parents getting ready for work. I might hear my mum using the hairdryer. It can be quite distracting at times. Not ideal for somebody who's trying to get into a delicate state of mind whereby you're focusing your entire sort of concentration on getting to a certain point in your own mind. So not only do they block out the noise, but also headphones are great because you can play binaural beats, okay? Now, you can find special Spotify playlists for Theta. You can find binaural beats on Spotify and Apple Music, wherever on YouTube. And what binaural beats are is essentially take advantage of the fact that they'll play 2 different tones in your ears, one left, one right, but your brain will interpret them as one tone, and it sort of like induces a sort, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but induces like a trance sort of state, and it helps your body and your brain to sort of relax and calm down and to really initiate that start of the beta process. The second thing would be in order to focus on your breath. So after you've got your blindfold on, after my headphones are on, I'm going to take 5 long breaths in through my nose, hold it, and out through my mouth. So and do that 5 times. That's really, really important because it will activate the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in the parasympathetic part of the body, okay? Parasympathetic relates to the part of the body, the nervous system, which is in relation to conservation of energy and tranquility and relaxivity, okay? So if we're frantic, if we're trying to sort things out, if we're trying to be in that, if we're in that beta mindset whereby we're trying to sort things out and we're trying to be in like a survival sort of, be in that energy expanding state, how can we expect to go deep and to work on our creativity ourselves internally? If we can activate the relaxation part of our body by breathing in, by activating the parasympathetic part of the body, that will mean that our body is primed to be more relaxed. It will gently, the whole physiology, the heart will slow down, the beats per minute will decrease, and you'll be able to really sort of initiate the physiological process to drifting down those brainwaves, okay? It's really, really important that you start off with the breath for those reasons, but also because the breath is it's sort of like a point of contact between the mind and the body, right? You can control your breath consciously with your thoughts. I can focus on the breathing, and then after I do the 5 breaths, I can let it go and the body can take over. And it's really, really a nice sort of induction to start off the meditation. Okay, so the third key tip is to overcome the body, and that's to focus on feeling. So after my blindfolds on, my headphones on, I've done my breathing. Again, I'm going to focus on the body, and to let go of your body, to get into that theta state where we don't have a body, we have to become ultra aware of the body. It's paradoxical. I know it's not something which you think of, but you have to become ultra aware of your body. And you do that by going through each body part and essentially feeling how much space it takes up in space, feeling how heavy it is, and then feeling a sense of relaxation move through that body part slowly. So for example, you can either move head down to your feet or feet up to your brain. What you should do is focus on each body part individually and then move to the next one, okay? So, for example, this morning I started off with my forehead. So in order to forget about my forehead, I need to become ultra aware of my forehead, okay? So I'll close my eyes, I'll think, how much space does my forehead take up in space? And I'll feel it, I'll feel how much space it feels from the forehead down, round the crown of my head to the top of my scalp. I'll actually feel how much space it takes up. And then I feel how heavy does my head feel? And once I've done that, I'll then imagine a sense of relaxation just move around that part of the body. Spending 15 to 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds per body part, okay? So after the forehead, I'll move to the eyes. How much space does my eyes take up in space? How much weight do my eyes feel? And then once I've felt the weight and the space, I can move on to the relaxation. I can relax the eyes, then move on to the ears, move on to the cheeks, move on to the lips, move on to the jaw, move on to the neck, move on to the back, the torso, do the whole body, okay? It'll take about 10-15 minutes to do this, because if you're doing it properly, you'll find each body part sort of goes to sleep, okay? Essentially, your mind stays awake while your body goes to sleep. And this is a key thing you'll find. As you enter a theta state, you'll find yourself almost like drifting off. You'll find yourself almost becoming asleep. And that's a great sign. It means that you're on your way to lower brainwaves, provided you can keep that consciousness and fall asleep, which is why I'd advise meditating sitting up in a chair, because if you're doing it lying down, you might fall asleep, okay? So, as you focus on your body, by the time those 15 minutes are over, then you're going to find that your body has essentially been asleep, been shut off, but it's mad because you can feel like it's like you're a person inside your body, right? It's like you're like, wow, I've got a human body, because you're a consciousness inside your human body, right? And you can feel that your human body is separate from you. You feel separate from your human body, and that is a key way to get rid of the body, is essentially to be separate from it, and that is a key thing you have to overcome to go deep into meditation. But also, again, twofold advantage here is the fact that when you focus on feeling instead of thinking, your body essentially, the prefrontal cortex in your brain will shut off the parts related to thinking, okay? As I'm focused more on feeling, the brain stops thinking, and as it stops thinking, I have less scattered thoughts. I move from beta, which is high scattered thoughts, loads of high frequency thoughts everywhere, and I move into slower, more refined thinking, okay? So focusing on feeling is really, really major key, and it'll help you to overcome the body. Tip number 4, which is genuinely not really about any of the big 3 in particular, but it's about, in general, a lot of people say to me, oh, Dil, I try meditating and I get so many thoughts coming into my head that I can't focus, and I keep thinking about yesterday, tomorrow, what I'm going to have for lunch, whatever it is. And that is completely normal. The more you try and fight yourself during meditation, the less help it's going to be to you. You have to be in a position whereby you can... Here's what I do, okay? I imagine myself, relating back to point number 3, I imagine myself, I'm sitting there, I am a mountain of feeling, okay? My body is a mountain of feeling. I can feel my body, I'm focusing on each body part, I'm feeling the weight, the depth of my fingers, I'm feeling my hands, etc. And my thoughts, the random thoughts about the future, about what I'm thinking about, whatever it is, okay, because right now we're in the induction to meditation, we're not actually doing the part where we're thinking about how to change our program, so we're trying to get to that stage. I'm a mountain of feeling, and above me are clouds, they're thoughts, okay? Now, the same way that clouds are going to be there in the sky no matter what, we can't control that. Your thoughts are going to be there no matter what. Don't try and fight your thoughts, okay? If you try and fight your thoughts, they'll just come back stronger and you won't get anywhere. The key tip here is to look at the clouds, mentally of course, don't move your head up, just look at your clouds mentally, acknowledge them as thoughts and realize they're not who you are. Your thoughts and your feelings are not part of who you are. If you can separate yourself out from those thoughts and feelings, then you'll make significant progress in terms of moving past them and letting them just be without letting them affect you, okay? That's the key tip here, because you can never get rid of them, okay? Your thoughts are going to be there no matter what. Your thoughts are products of your brain. Your brain's there. You can't stop thinking. You're going to have thoughts no matter what. You can slow them down, but the key here is to acknowledge your thoughts, tick them off mentally, let them go, because that way you've given them their attention, you've given them what they want, that they want to be thought about, their thoughts, that they want to have some attention. Once you acknowledge them and realize that they're not serving you in this present moment of time because you're trying to go into a deeper meditative state, it's perfect. You can let them go and they won't come back to bother you, okay? So your mountain of feeling, thoughts are clouds, acknowledge them, let them go. And the 5th and final piece of advice in order to go into a deeper meditative state is something which, to be honest with you, I think applies to everything in life, but it's practice, okay? You can't expect to meditate for 2-3 days to a week and expect to be able to go into a theta state like that, okay? Even now, like I've been doing this now almost every day for 3 months, and there are times where I really struggle to go into a theta state. It's not an easy thing. If you go into it normally where we're about to fall asleep and when we've just woken up, but in terms of a natural day, it's not something where we're normally accustomed to being in. As a result, practice with it. Be persistent. Don't give up on it, because it will become better. There's something called Hebb's law, okay? Which essentially states nerve cells that fire together wire together. The more you do something, the more natural you become. The more I meditate, the more my body, my brain, my existence becomes accustomed to being somebody who meditates. So the more I do it, the easier it gets, okay? And in order to really find the fruits of the labor of meditation, you have to get into the point where you can get into theta. And to do that, it takes time, it takes practice. Enjoy the process, learn yourself. Like you'll find by employing tactics like the one where you look at the thoughts as clouds and you just tick them off and let them go. The more you do that, the more you practice that, the less the thoughts will come in. You have to do it over time. So I think out of all the tips, I think practice is the biggest one, because you can do all 4, but you can do the first 4 twice, but if you don't put them into practice consistently, then it won't serve you for anything, all right? So you have to really, really be persistent and put into practice. I hope that you took value from this video, and I hope that you feel inspired to go ahead and try meditation, to go ahead and really, like, I'll say it, like everyone needs to do it. You owe it to yourself to meditate and to become more mindful and to become more happy and content with your life. Like right now, like I feel so calm and relaxed and so fulfilled, even though there are things in my exterior world which maybe I want to change. But even so, I'm so thankful and I'm in such a state of gratitude through meditation. I have to say, it's through meditation. You owe it to yourself. So yeah, try these 5 tips out. Let me know how you get on in the comments. I want to hear how you guys find these tips. If they work for you, well, they're going to work for you. If you're doing properly, they're going to work no matter what. So give it a go, guys. Let me know how you get on. Like and subscribe to this video, please, and I will give you more. Well, either way, if you like or subscribe or not, I'm going to be doing more content on this regardless, because I want to help whoever watches the video become more conscious and more aware, and just to become a better version of yourself.